The market in the North Okanagan, the Central Okanagan, and the Shuswap region started 2025 with a few notable shifts. We've seen an increase in new listings, a rise in total inventory, and a nice little boost in sales activity as well, particularly in the North Okanagan. Meanwhile, homes are staying on the market a little bit longer, and buyers are gaining more options to choose from. Now, another major factor shaping the markets is Canada's January 2025 interest rate decrease. Now, that could influence buyer demand in the coming months, so we're going to have to watch for that. I'm Lisa Salt with Vernon, Vernon Salt Fowler with our monthly real estate market update for January of 2025. So let's dive into our specific statistics. Let's talk about our sell-to-inventory ratio for the North Okanagan, 15.41%. Our average days to sell, 73 days. Let's compare that to the Central Okanagan, our sell-to-inventory ratio, so our absorption rate, that's what that number is, 10.41%. Average days to sell, 75. Shuswap, a little bit different there. Sell-to-inventory ratio, or absorption, 13.89%. Average days to sell, 118 days. So the North Okanagan wins in the sell-to-inventory ratio, meaning we are the closest to a balanced market of all the three areas. The others are mostly drifting into a buyer's market, and also the average days to sell, the North wins, again, definitely over the Shuswap by a lot, because the Shuswap was 118 days. We were 73, North was 73, and even edging out the Central Okanagan by a whole 2 days. Not a lot, but something. Now let's talk about the pricing trends. We're not going to expect a huge difference, and the average and the medians can always be skewed month to month because there's less sales, especially at this time of year. But let's look at them anyway. North Okanagan average house price, $733,293, median $684,900. Central Okanagan, always the highest prices at $1,028,010 on average, and $957,500 is the median. Shuswap, $747,320 on average, and $682,000 median. Nothing all that exciting there. Let's move on to the new listings and total inventory. Significant increases actually in new listings year over year, but not surprising. I mean, it's happening. We can see it happening. North Okanagan, 261 new listings. That's up 18.1% from last year. Central Okanagan, 1,063 new listings in January. That's up a whole 48.46%. That is huge. Shuswap, 141 new listings. That is also up by 35.58%. So what are we saying here? More choices in all areas, but a lot more choices in the Central and a lot more choices in the Shuswap than in the North. The North is up, but not nearly as much as the other two areas, surprisingly enough. Total inventory is also up. Let's have a look at that. North Okanagan, 1,074 total listings, up 12.93% year over year. Central Okanagan, 3,237 total listings, up 26.3% year over year. Shuswap, 662 total listings, up 13.36% year over year. These are marginally up from December's numbers as well, but nothing really exciting to report there, so we won't even go into it. Let's talk sales activity and market demand. Good sales results, really, for January. Few factors contributing to that. We had a rate decrease of 0.25%, not until January 29th, though, so pretty close to the end of the month. Tough to attribute that to the increased sales. However, maybe the anticipating of that helped the market on the back of the rate increases, the many rate increases that we experienced in 2024. Plus, we had good weather. That always helps. Relatively good weather for winter in the Okanagan.
It is lovely weather we are having.
Total sales in the North Okanagan, 92, up 19.48%. 82 residential sales, so up 34.43% for the North Okanagan in January. So that was a nice increase. Central Okanagan, 272 total sales, up 24.77%, and 241 residential sales, up 21.11%. Shuswap, 62 total sales, up 3.33%, and 49 residential sales, which is up 6.52%. So sales up all over the Okanagan Shuswap. At this point, we usually have a look at the waterfront properties, and we're not going to expect too much for the winter, but let's have a look anyways. New waterfront listings year to date, so that's year to date is just January. North Okanagan, we have 12. Central Okanagan, we have 39. Shuswap, 18. And sales year to date, again, well, really low expectation for sales. North Okanagan had 1 lakeshore sale, Central had 3, and the Shuswap hasn't had any yet this year. But the year is just starting, and it's winter. And remember how great Shuswap performed in 2024. So a little slower start for them, but that will pick up as we edge closer and closer to spring. And before we get into our specific advice for sellers and buyers in this coming year, please subscribe to our channel and like this video, as we're posting new videos like this every single week. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days or just curious about the area that we call home, be sure to call, text, or email and just add salt. Let's talk to sellers specifically for a moment. There's a number of things you guys are going to have to do in 2025 in order to effect a sale as quickly as possible for the most amount of money. One is you've got to price competitively. With the rising inventory, buyers just simply have more choices. Pricing at market value rather than overpricing is, that's always advisable, but definitely advisable now. And it's probably even essential, not just advisable, but essential for a quicker sale or maybe even a sale. The second thing is reduce your expectations a little bit. You have to expect longer selling times. Homes are staying on the market for 2 to 4 months on average, so you have to be patient and plan accordingly. You can't expect a quick sale like you could in 2021.
It is history now.
The third thing is invest in marketing. Like choose a realtor providing professional photography, professional virtual video tours, strategic online marketing. All these things are going to help your listing stand out in this growing inventory type of market. Your online presence is crucial. If you want to attract that out-of-towner market, absolutely crucial, and it has to be top-notch. And lastly, you have to consider the timing. The spring and the summer months typically see increased buyer activity. So waiting until then to list might be beneficial. However, if you need to sell now in the winter, of course, there's lots of benefits there as well. The buyers who are out there looking, they are serious. Otherwise, they wouldn't be out in the snow looking around at houses. Now, what's our best advice for buyers in 2025? Well, the one thing is take advantage of the increased inventory. With more listings available, buyers just have more choices, and more choices are coming on all the time. They have more choices and more negotiating power. This is especially beneficial in the higher price markets like the Central Okanagan, where there's lots and lots of inventory in those high priced bands that aren't selling as quickly. Secondly, buyers, you're benefiting from the lower interest rates. In January of 2025, Bank of Canada announced an interest rate decrease again, providing lower variable mortgage rates. It's only 0.25%, but still, it improves affordability. Now, saying that, this could increase competition later in the year as more buyers come into the market. So early buyers might secure better deals. And then the third thing is don't rush if you can help it. Don't rush, don't panic buy, but be ready to act. So while buyers have more options, desirable properties are still selling quickly. So for you need to get pre-approved for a mortgage and work with a realtor who is on it. That realtor needs to be prepared for the right opportunity and to get you in the door as quickly as possible. In a nutshell, January 2025 is shaping up to be a buyer-friendly market with increased listings and prices are stabilizing a little bit. However, we don't know what the future holds, and that recent interest rate drop could bring even more buyers into the market, leading to more increased competition a little later on in the year. And if we see more of those interest rate decreases, it could get even more so. So if you're thinking of buying or selling in 2025, best advice in either direction, connect with a local real estate expert to navigate the evolving market and make the best move for you. Definitely give us a call at RE/MAX Vernon Salt Fowler.